Hello everybody, my name is Victor. Welcome back to Uma Musume Pretty Derby here. Today, I know that we just got done doing a Marozensky run a couple of days ago, but I wanted to do another video because, as you can tell by the thumbnail as well as the title, I am going to be upgrading my Marozensky to 5-star potential, which means she gets her last golden skill, which is Step on the Gas. And I'm really excited because I've been saving up a lot of monies for this. Thank you again, everybody who's been using all my referrals. I've been getting a lot of friend points, been getting a lot of people who've been using my Marozensky, the one that I have in my profile. If you haven't already, make sure you add me to your add my trainer ID. Where is it? This is not it. This one here. Yeah, so make sure you add me. This is my trainer ID. I'll probably usually copy and paste it and pin it in the comment section, so make sure you do that. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty softball here because obviously Marozensky is my main, and I do enjoy playing her a whole lot because she's extremely strong, and she will reward you with a very easy, low fuss, really most of the time, no mess at all type of a run. She's a front runner, of course, and very, very strong. I've been going back and forth on the Agnes card and just going 4-speed. Sometimes go stamina, but really 4-speed on Marozensky is pretty good. I always throw in Super Creek in there as well, just because I like having. She has a lot of really good events, and I think that she is worth running. And then sometimes I throw in a power there. It doesn't really matter for Marozensky as long as you have the speed. That's pretty much it. Sometimes I like to run 3 power and 3 speed. I think this time around we'll go for, well, maybe we can run a second power card. Let's see what other power cards we got here. I do like my Oguri Cap card. It's very, very good, but this one's even better here because it is upgraded. So we're going 3 speed, 1 stam, 2 power for this deck, just to try it out. I don't know. It's going to be a very easy run. It's a Marozensky run. What can you really want? So, and again, thank you everybody for all the support on the Uma Musume series. I know that it's not everyone's cup of tea, but for those of you who decided to dive in and check out another video series here on the channel that isn't Isaac, I really appreciate it. And you know, it's got that appeal. It's got that roguelite appeal. It's got that spectator sport of the horse racing, and I'm still just enjoying the absolute heck out of it. And we'll continue to keep playing it because it's real popular, and I'm just having a good time. I like having the sort of quicker turnovers on the runs. You know, not watching every single race. And I know that can be a bummer for some people, but it just makes for a better YouTube video if we're not watching every single race. I mean, especially the ones that she basically wins by default. There's no reason to, in my opinion, anyway. On stream, then maybe, but definitely for these YouTube videos, because I know that not everybody has unlimited time. I mean, nobody has unlimited time, but you know what I mean. Not everybody has unlimited time to sit back and watch YouTube videos, and I definitely concur with that. So, a nice little energy heal. This is what I love about the Super Creek card. Lots of energy heals, and it's a good opportunity for you to build early friendships without having to rest. Resting is, again, the most inefficient action you can take in the game. I've been really trying to get better about not over resting, and I found myself doing that. It's sort of an easy cop-out way of just saying, you know what, I don't really want to, I don't feel like messing with it. Let's just rest and get it over with. Just rip the Band-Aid off. And it does, there is definitely benefits to resting at some points. I think that you cannot get through a campaign playthrough without resting once. I think that that's kind of insane. But if you have a Super Creek card, or if you have someone who owns the card, then you probably will be getting a lot of that energy back. And that allows you to extend your training sessions in between rests. So eventually we will have to rest, though. But it is nice being able to kind of hoard your energy as much as possible. See, this is a situation where it's not necessarily beneficial for us to go wit here because there's nothing else, but it's early on here, and we do need some wit on Marozensky so her skills activate, and so she's not kind of, you know, late starting and losing focus and stuff. That's a huge wit right there. 2 speed, 2 power. We'll take that. Absolutely. And if you enjoyed this series, everybody, please consider sharing it here on YouTube, on social media. You know, I don't believe there's anyone on YouTube that's actually doing a daily series right now of Uma Musume. I know that Ryan is uploading his VODs from his stream, but I don't know how often. But for me, it's a nice change of pace from Isaac. I get to play a game that I really truly enjoy, and you know, I'm getting more and more experienced at the game, where I think I can actually help people out who've been struggling with some some particular races or particular horses, that sort of thing. But again, today is going to be a softball just because I wanted to get my Marozensky up to 5 stars. I want to see what she can do and really maximize her score at the end. Now, you will also see some YouTube videos from players who are much better than I am, talking about how going for A plus every single time is not necessarily the best idea. That can actually lead you to making worse horses because you're not putting your skill points in the right places. You're ignoring certain stats just for the sake of getting the rating. And it's true. While that is true, it does kind of sort of set you up in a loose way for making a weaker horse overall, especially if you're trying to get a PvP horse going. But if you're just going for the pure, just the whole breeder style, and you just want to have the best chance of getting 3-star sparks, I think that going for A rank is a very good baseline to shoot for, because you're going to give yourself probably at least 1100 rating in one particular stat, and then that therefore raising that boost up to 10% chance if it rolls the stat that you want. And then of that spark, I mean, and then after that, it's a 10% chance for you to actually get a 3-star spark. It's very difficult and also kind of frustrating, but it's just how it works, man. Keep pumping wit here. Getting a little bit of rep there from the reporter. Dr. Akikawa gives us a mood buff. I'll appreciate that. And so nothing really crazy here. 18% chance. This would be a good train, but 18%'s I don't know, man. And remember, not only are you gaining a little bit of energy every time you retrain wit, but you're also gaining skill points. And that's another thing. Cumulatively, the amount of skill points you can gain from wit training is actually pretty significant. It equates to roughly at least one extra skill that you can take by the end of your career. And that can be the difference between A rank and not A rank. So double speed proc here. Definitely like it, 3%. Don't mind taking the risk there. But we're probably going to have to rest at this point now, especially with us being in a great mood. There's nothing that procs, so this is a good time to rest. Take our first big rest here. And look at this. We get Super Creek plus a friendship training from Turbo. And that was not the skill that we wanted. Still try to go for Swinging Maestro off of Super Creek, even on Marozensky. Even though she doesn't really need a whole lot of stamina, unless you try to win her it's not really a death race, but the only long race she has, which is the Arima Cannon, which is worth a lot of fans and a lot of skill points if you can win it. But at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal because all you have to do is just participate in it. So you don't have to build her entire deck around winning that one particular race, unlike some other races out there. Master Trainers is just going to be a free 10 speed buff here, and then we're off to the races. Quite literally here with these friendship procs. Been really dumping a lot of points and trying to get them up. So this resolution, definitely want to get our energy up. Always go for the energy option. That's pretty... I'm at the point now where it's almost non-negotiable for me to go for the energy option on every single choice now. I don't gamba too much anymore with the whole, you know, you might get an offer or an option that allows you to gain some stats at the cost of maybe losing a little bit of stamina, or just taking not stamina, energy, or just take the energy. Yeah, most of the time now I just take the energy. Energy is by far the most valuable resource that you have at your disposal. 11%, that was a little bit of a risk there. Our training level 2. 16%, our wit's super high right now. I think we're just going to go ahead, take a rest here, and get ready for the next phase. You have our first inspiration coming up. Now, you may be wondering how come I'm not... actually, I misclicked there. I should have taken the bottom one for energy. You may be wondering why I'm not buying any skills. I've also kind of sort of adopted this policy of I don't buy skills on certain horses until at least the first inspiration, which is the first half of April every year. After the first year. But we're about to get into our first inspiration right now. There's going to be no rest. It's just going to go straight into it before the Satsuki show. And the reason being for that, which makes sense to me, is because you have a good chance of getting a large hint on your legacy parents' alts, which can save you a lot of skill points down the line, which allows you to take even more skills later on. Right there, we just got 2 more hint levels on Triumphant Pulse, which is Rudolphi's ultimate, and I absolutely love that skill. So now it's been discounted. So I've saved myself 20 skill points by not taking it yet. We didn't really get any of these, which is a little bit of a bummer. Swinging Maestro, we can still proc that off of Super Creek, so there's no reason. Overspending skill points has been another one of my focuses lately, and until you start running into races where the game starts telling you, hey, you need skills, as long as you're training properly and you haven't had just horrific luck, you should be fine not taking skills for quite a while. Now, waiting until the second inspiration might be a little pushing it, unless you just have some godlike rolls on your stats. But for the most part, Marozensky, she's strong enough. I don't have to worry about her. She's going to be able to carry herself through the entire campaign. She might even make it without any skills. She's that good, especially now that I'm a 5-star potential on her. This is going to cost us. I hate this. I hate that special week card for that reason, because there's no coming back from that that event in terms of energy. So get our wit to 400, get a little bit of extra skill points there. 509 skill points now. Again, we still should be totally fine here. This is a little bit of a longer race here. 2400, even though it is still a medium. Our stamina is right on the money at 300, so she still should be okay, and she is. 80,000 fans like nobody's business. That's what Marozensky does. He is the GOAT. Besides Haru, of course. Haru is the ultimate GOAT. All right, so we have 13 turns to run in the Arima Kennen. I don't necessarily have to win it, but I like to try. Get a cheeky little friendship meter here on Super Creek, and then we're going to rest up right before summer camp. Should always rest up right before summer camp. Don't buy into the friendship procs, even if it's a double. Don't do it. It's not worth sacrificing a max level 5 training session on your summer camp. It's just not worth it. Okay, so we set ourselves up here. 22 power. It's not great. There's only 1 proc, but this does give us a little bit of extra stamina. That's what we need. We need big speed. Big speed. Super Creek's getting close. So this is not a great turn here. I'm just going to go for wit, just to get special week up a little bit more. Gives us a little bit of energy back as well, making our last training to be a guaranteed success. Here we go. So we got a fair bit amount of speed. Nothing crazy here. It wasn't the best summer camp, but it wasn't the worst either. We're probably going to have to end up resting here. Once the wit gets past 10% failure rate, that's when I usually use that time. That's an indicator to rest. Again, I'm not saying that you're not allowed to rest. It's just over-resting can be very problematic. I'm going to go for another friendship proc. We're actually a little bit behind on friendship meters right now on Super Creek. Or not Super Creek, but Special Week. B10 speed there. And yeah, we're going to keep wherever Special Week goes is where we need to keep pinging. Need level 3, so we're definitely behind on that. This is a good wit training here. A random bad luck there, of course. Marvelously marvelous. Oh, this is a fantastic speed. Even though we're only getting 1 friendship proc, this is going to put Super Creek and Special Week over the edge for Orange now, so that's great. 1% failure on wit is fine. Special Week goes off here, but let's go ahead and take the 1% failure chance, get a little bit of energy back. We have 646 points now. I still don't think we're going to need to use any of these yet. So I'm kind of pushing it here, but we've had some pretty good training sessions. Now, a little trick that you can do if you really want to try hard it, you can change any of your Umas to late race, especially if it's going to be a death race that involves a long run. This forces them to conserve their stamina, so you essentially add about 100 stamina to whatever their stam is. And if your other stats are good enough, especially your power, you should be able to be okay. And it's kind of like it's a little bit of a cheat code for longer races. Again, we weren't going to win that one. Our stamina was just way too low, and that's fine. I don't really care too much about that one. But that is something you can employ on any Uma. It doesn't just have to be your main Uma. If you are finding yourself getting just yeeted out of a run because your stamina is low, those runs are basically just stamina checks. And you can sort of curtail the amount of stamina that it's looking for by setting them to a end closer, or a late closer. I mean, a late surger. You know what I mean? Raffle time. Hopefully we get some big ol'. Yeah, there we go, baby. Huge energy gain. 10 all stats up. You love to see it. Got to go over the physical game. Get ourselves a little bit extra stamina. Now things are really starting to pop off. Double friendship procs everywhere, and this is where all that training and all that early friendship maxing comes into play here. Valentine's Day is going to be a guaranteed level up alt. This is not a great proc here. Only 27 speed. We could get her up even further, or we could take 27 wit, which gives us 7 skill points. And a little bit of energy as well. Wit sitting at 603 is definitely the height of where we want to be at, but we can still go further. Again, you're still getting skill points. You're getting 7 skill points right now for every wit training, so it's not like it's a net loss. Someone just perished. Here we go. 15 speed there. Leader's Pride is fantastic. Now we get our double procs there, baby. And despite training wit all the way up to 600 plus, we're still at 900 speed already. Have a long way to go, though. Long way to go to get the speed up to where we want it to be. Yeah, we just need to win this one, and then we have one more round of inspiration, and then we can start buying our skills. That's pretty much the cutoff there. I forgot to change her. Whoops, sorry about that, Maru. I forgot to change her to front runner. Well, we got lucky there. But that just kind of shows you that we've been training her very well. A little bit too fast at clicking there. Apologies about that. Now we have the Yasuda Kennen, and here's our second inspiration. Hopefully we get a little bit of help on Mihono's ultimate, because it's definitely a must-have for Marzenski. And we did not. All right, we got a huge boost, though. Oh my gosh, that was 84. Is that 84 speed I saw? Hang on, we can't overlook this. That's 84 stamina. Good lord, 66 speed. Yeah, that was massive there. Just gonna go ahead and take the rest. I'm not even gonna look at the friendship training. We can't take it anyway. So, wow, 86. That's not the highest I've ever seen. That's the highest stamina I've ever seen. The highest I've ever gotten at one time from an inspiration was a quad proc on speed. I think it was a quad proc anyway, on speed that led to me getting 100. It ended up working out to be 101 speed in one go. It's a quad friendship proc. Catch your breath. Get the energy. All right, so we're not going to get any more hints for our ultimates, so we're just going to splurge here, grab everything that we can. Swinging Maestro still may proc, and it's not necessary right now for us to get it. Early lead is great too, so we did have the front runner's Leader's Pride here with a 30% discount, which is very nice. We'll go ahead and take that as well. Don't want to overspend here, but time to cash in our skills and really let Maru take off to win these G1s here. I've got to change her again. She still won by 5 lengths. Now we just go on to the Tenno Show, which is, there's 2 versions of the Tenno Show. One of them is an absolute death race. The other one, which is the autumn one, is not. This is the easy one, the autumn one. The death race is the one that's long. That's the one that happens in the spring, I believe. and that's the one you gotta worry about. And I also totally was not paying attention. Should have paid better attention to which month we were in. But this is gonna get us to 600 power and 1100 speed, which is where we want to be at. Not great here, so I'm just gonna rest up wit. This one's my fault, Maru. I bunged this one up quite a bit, and we failed at 21%. Pretty much anything over 1%, just don't even try. We're gonna have to take a full rest here. I've rested 4 times, I believe 4 times on this run, and it's not great. Had a little bit of bad luck failing at 20%, but catch it. This gives you Watchful Eye and also refunds a pretty decent amount of energy back. And we only got 6 because we were almost max anyway, so. But now we are max, and we can start really pumping the... we don't really have to train too much more speed. I'm going to take stamina here. I don't know where all my power procs are though. This is a little bit sad. 277 skill points. Again, we haven't had any recent hints here. Watchful Eyes... Well, you know, Watchful Eyes fine. It's a large discount here, so we'll definitely take that. You really want to be going for... I talked about this in the last video. You always want to be trying, if you're really trying to max your rating, you should always go for a skill that has your particular Uma's running style. And on top of that, even if it's not your Uma's style, it's as long as it has a positional requirement, like a pace chaser or a front runner, that sort of thing. Those are worth more skill points than just a blanket general skill. It doesn't have like a requirement for your positioning or your strategy or anything like that. Yep, all goals complete, no problem at all. Luckily for Maru, we get 5 whole days of training before the Euro finals, which is phenomenal. This gives you a little bit of extra time to really pad your stats. I'm training this more, not for the speed, but for the power there. 16 power is more than what we were getting just by itself. Yeah, see, this is a friendship proc, and we're only getting 12 power, so... I think I'm just going to take a rest here. Nice. Got the crit heal on the rest. This is going to upgrade our ult to level 5. Super Creek, we might be able to get lucky and get Swinging Maestro hint. Home Stretch Haste is great. One of the best skills in the game for front runners. Or really any Uma. We're definitely not going to get to 1100 power, unfortunately. But that's to be expected with this with me not running 3 power. I usually like to do that, but this time around, I wanted to try something different. Home Stretch Haste. Even though it's only 10%, that's fine. It's something that you need. Early lead is also something we're going to be eyeing as well. Again, you see the double circles all the way up there. No problem at all. There's no guesswork. I mean, she's going to win this. We'll watch the finale, the finals, the grand finals. But it's like I said, you know, if it's a done deal, then I've gotten to the point where I'm okay without seeing every single aspect of the game. Unless it's going to be like a close one, like a close race that we want. Could also save for... No, let's get early lead. Early lead's too good not to have. I don't think we're going to get enough to get Swinging Maestro or Professor of Curvature. We got kind of unlucky on those hints, the lack of hints there, despite having Super Creek and also Kitazan Black. Didn't really get any helps there on the events. 8 length lead. Yeah, we're going to be just fine. 86 skill points, 14 all stats up. Look at that. That would have been a huge amount of speed, but unfortunately it procced on the wrong one. This gives us 5 more skill points, a little bit more wit. And I don't think that we can even get any more. So here we are at the finale finals, and it's gonna be a home run. It's gonna be an absolute walk-off here. We've done all we can, and now it's up to her. But even with her not being the #1 favorite, which is ludicrous to me, we will still be okay.
天気はなんとか持ちこたえ、両馬場の発表です。
天気持ってくれるといいですね。
1番人気はもちろんこの子、東海帝王。実力は負けていません。2番人気、スペシャルウィーク、注目の二冠馬娘、マルゼンスキー。1枠1番での出走。
私が一番期待している馬娘、気合い入れてほしいですね。
ゲートイン完了。出走の準備が整いました。スタート。各馬娘。
And we're off and running here.
誰が先頭に抜け出すか注目しましょう。
This is pretty much an afterthought. There's no horse in this race that's going to be able to stop Maru.
マルゼンスキー快調に飛ばしていきます。先頭集団を見ていきましょう。先頭をかきます。マルゼンスキー続きました。17番早くも激しい競り合い。さらにその外からは13番、そしてその外14番2馬身差。東海帝王2馬身3馬身開いて8番第1コーナー回って第2コーナー。
She's just in the trot mode right now. This is usually where Swinging Maestro would go off, but obviously we didn't take it, so. But stamina is not going to be the issue for Maru. We didn't really get that great of stamina training, and we still had a huge boost on inspiration, which is more than enough for what Maru goes through in the career. So we may not have made the best PvP horse here because we don't have any debuffs, we don't have anything like that. But still, it's going to be hopefully a solid chance to get ourselves a 3-star Spark. Maru is just kind of just jogging right now. Just kind of toying with him a little bit. And let me know, everybody. Let me know what other horses you'd like to see. I am planning on doing Rice Shower this week at some point. Here comes the ultimate here from Maru, and she is about to take off. Warp to light speed here. Level 5 ultimate. Yeah, it's a foregone conclusion. She's pulling away before the final spurt. And Tokai is not going to be able to do anything. Maru is just there, just moving backwards. Everything proccing because of all that wit. Maru doesn't get rushed. Maru doesn't have to worry about late starts. She doesn't even care. Easy peasy win for Maruzensky, as always, as predicted. When you can just dominate the finales like that, it's you've done great work. You know you're playing your Uma correctly. So I don't think we're gonna get anywhere close to A+. We might get A, maybe. It kind of depends on where we put our last bit of skill points here. But this was a pretty well-rounded Maruzensky. Obviously, I pretty much default to always having max level speed on her. And if you can get that on most of your Umas, you're going to be totally fine and just blow through the career. Now she's undefeated with her being 5-star, so almost got A on power. A little bit sad about that. We have 332, so we are able to get Swinging Maestro. That might be enough to push us to A. We'll see. But I don't care about the rating so much as the Sparks. That's what we want here. So good Sparks, I'm hoping. Please, game. Please. It's been a good weekend. Did get an A. Oh, wow. Wow, that was close, man. That was actually that's actually, I think, the best Maru run I've ever had. That was really close to A rank. But what we're going to get here. And yeah. As soon as you see a gut spark, it's glue, unfortunately. So yeah, that was the best Maru run I've ever had. Holy moly. Well, I guess that 5-star potential made it easier, and we're starting to sniff at A+, which is pretty astounding, considering that we don't have half as many of the upgrades and cards that the Japanese players have yet. So, or at least the client has anyway. But yeah, there you go. Final total is going to be 496,000 event points. I'll definitely take that. Here's our event reward and all that kind of good stuff for the wheel. And does that improve my PvP team at all? It might. Yeah, we'll put Mario in there. I don't really try to get my PvP team up to be optimal. I just kind of let the auto select do it for now. I haven't really been building PvP horses, so there you go. Thank you for watching, everybody. Easy peasy win on Marozensky. Let me know in the comments down below which other Umas you'd like to see here, and also feedback on the daily videos. Are you still okay with skipping through races? Would you rather see some of the animations, or do you just would rather hear me talk shop about the strategies and whatnot? So thank you for watching, everyone. Share this video if you've been enjoying this series, and help support the channel as well. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody.